Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Biblio Fitness. Hope everyone's had a great day, great weekend, whatever the case may be. As you can see, I finally got a haircut. New hair, new me. But what the fuck? But yeah, it's been too long. It's been too long. So today, um, I did want to discuss one of the last sections of Book 4 of the Dawn of Day. I'm finally getting into the home stretch. It took me long enough. Which is section 416 titled Where is Our Worst Enemy? I'm going to read it real quick. Quote, he who can look after his own affairs well and knows that he can do so is as a rule conciliatory towards his adversary. But to believe that we have a right on our side and to know that we are incapable of defending it, this gives rise to a fierce and implacable hatred against the opponent of our cause. Let everyone judge accordingly where his worst enemies are to be sought. End quote. And this is another one of those sections that just, ring so similarly to Stoicism. And it's kind of what he's talked about before about being like noble, like having that noble nature or tendency or whatever, is to have confidence in your own power, right? Like he's spoken about that in Beyond Good and Evil, as well as how the value of reciprocity, or reciprocity being itself a virtue amongst people who have that sort of ability of and confidence that they can defend themselves and they can defend their property or things that they care about without having to use rights or without having to be vicious, because you are confident in yourself. So if you have, because that's what I was just reading right now with Epictetus, is that if you are in charge of your own mind, then why would you be distracted, or why would you be fearful of things that are completely outside of your control? And the reason that, as a rule, would be that sort of person will be conciliatory towards his adversary is because he knows that his adversary can't take that away from him. You're confident in your power and your ability to defend yourself. So why need to be defensive? Why is there a need to be hostile and to have a bad temperament and to start judging and to try to find excuses as to why they can't oppose you, or if they oppose you, then they're in the wrong and you're in the right, and whatever they do is a crime, whatever they do is evil because they're intruding upon you. And the reason, and that makes sense, that only the people who develop some sort of hatred are those who are scared that what they seemingly possess is going to be taken away from them, that they don't have the power to hold on with meeting resistance, right? And that distinction is very important. Like I said, even in Stoicism, we are always going to be slaves to that of what we're fearful of, to the desires that we're constantly chasing that are outside our control, to those people who control those desires, those avenues of us being able to gratify those desires and pleasures, or the fame, or the acknowledgement, social status, all these things that seemingly we're always cognizant of, but are always outside of our control because it's not within, what I'm saying? Like, it requires other people, and we're never going to be in control of other people. So, always developing the strength within oneself, right? Like, even health can go away. But I just like these sort of things, because then you have to ask yourself, where is our worst enemy? And a lot of times, our worst enemy is within our own preconceptions on the fact that we can't hold on to things. So, is the person that we're villainizing really the enemy and not ourselves, right? Like, we don't really seem to like to be cognizant or take into account that we are, in the end, in charge of our opinions. And in the end, if we get mad or we become hostile, is because we're getting defensive about something that we feel is going to get taken away from us. When, confidence comes with knowing that no one could take it away from you, because they would have, like, what I'm saying? Like, it's your mind. Who has control of your mind if, at the end of the day, if you're not attached to material stuff? Give me a second, because my cat is annoying as shit. Come on, you annoying fuck. But yeah, I just like these sort of things because like it really does match well with stoicism and not needing, like, even with the whole thing of impressions, like Epictetus talks about when he's like coincides with Nietzsche, says that, you know, those sort of people who develop hatred have to believe that they have right on their side, when right is really an impression, right? An opinion, a way to be able to justify or vindicate the actions, our own actions, even though they're the fucking same as the people who are supposedly evil. And we are quite hypocritical and in taking advantage of that double thinking. You know what I'm saying? Like, understanding that good and evil is just levels of gradation, you know, is all a matter of perception. You know, why is one thing good and the other evil is based on how you perceive it, on your own framework of what that is, you know, and if it's outside of your control anyways, you know, then it is you, because at the end of the day, we're the ones who dictate what is good and what is evil. But if you're confident in your own abilities, then you wouldn't be throwing out those labels to other people, to your other adversaries who have just as much power as you do, or whatever the case may be. You will be able, there'll have to be that mutual respect, right? And you don't need to develop hatred, because why do you need to be hateful when you're defending your own thing? You know what I'm saying? Like, when you're defending yourself, why do you need such like motivations, right? Like such weird preconceptions, such weird delusions that you have to hate somebody, that you have to displace that sort of energy onto another person. Labeling shows a lack of confidence. Like, why do you have to go to such extremes? You know, why do you have to paint it so black and white? You know, why do you have to have right on your side? Like, are you afraid of your own cause? You know, what are these excuses? Why do you need all these excuses if you know you're in the right? So, you know, these are very interesting ones. I do enjoy how they always coincide very well. Like, he clowns them, but they go pretty good, you know. You know, that it's all a matter of volition, all a matter of will, you know, how you perceive things. Like, just because another person may want to attack me, I don't have to call them evil. You know, they're just acting upon a will to power just as I do. You know what I'm saying? Like, because good and evil is for the weak, really. People who need a little bit more excuse, some sort of divine reason, some divine causes belly, to vindicate their own selfishness, when, you know, they're committing the same acts as they supposedly villainize. It's quite hilarious how hypocritical we can be. And I just like these sort of things that call it out, you know, very clearly. But that'll be all for today. I just really like these sections. I can't wait to start the new one. It's called In the Great Silence, which is the first one of book 5. I have to get on that because it's very abstract. But yeah. Now, thank you all for listening. Thank you all for watching. I hope you all make some beautiful games. And have a great day. Love you all. Peace.